it's Kendra and Dustin, and we are back with another episode of Stillwater. I feel like I have to slow down when I say it to give it the effect it deserves, you know?
Yeah.
Stillwater. Yeah, pretty fun. So, previously on Stillwater, if you missed that episode, we actually learned a little bit more, I feel like, insight into our characters, which I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that, because we also got more information, but that led to more questions, such as our main boy, Hugo. Something's up with Hugo. Something's up with our boy. I can't tell if it is supposed to be, like, a paranormal thing.
Or a psychological thing.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure how that is. We got an ending. I think it's technically a bad ending.
Yeah.
We didn't die. But it was like, I think our boy Hugo got like a panic attack. Or something. I'm not sure. Some like kind of mental break. So.
They said he was just staring off into the distance.
Yeah. Which again, I'm not sure if it was a mental break, like trauma, or if Hugo might be haunted?
Seems to be haunted by someone, whether that's paranormal or psychological.
Yeah. So we have that, which is new, and also I feel like might come up more as we move through the story.
Yeah, they talked about like him failing them.
Yeah.
And him being useless
or
something.
What else did we learn?
He's going to fail her just like he failed them.
Yeah, which I'm like, a case? Family? Friends? Himself? I don't know. We also learned romantic interest. We also learned a little bit more about the family history, I believe.
Yeah, remember your promise.
Yeah, it seems like Nina's grandpa was involved in something. I'm not entirely sure.
Him and a guy named Lewis.
Yeah, because Henry is our grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Lewis
met on a dock and discussed
something, which is highly suspicious.
And then now there's a ghost that's
wet,
covered in, that drips water wherever it goes.
Yeah.
And it left a note being like, remember your promise.
Yeah. Though, to be fair, Nina's parents are also dead. And did she say they died in a car crash? Or did I come up with that?
I think you came up with it, because I don't remember that.
I don't know why, but it was in my mind.
That was unfamiliar with me until you said it.
Cool. Then,
unless I'm forgetting.
No, you might be right, because I was going to say, or it could be related to the ghost, could be related to Nina's parents, because we don't know how they died, but then for some reason my brain was like, wait, wasn't it like an accident? And I was like, wait, was it?
I mean, it's entirely possible that you don't remember something that I just blanked over.
I don't know.
But
regardless, there's definitely a couple different avenues that this could take, and of course there's always the non-supernatural route, which is maybe
someone knows something and is using it to
try to get money or something. It seems like we come from a rich family. That's the impression I got. I mean, we have a private caretaker, which is pretty expensive.
And a family house that she doesn't want to give up.
Right. I don't know how far back our family, wealth goes, and I also don't know if it's like how wealthy we're supposed to be.
If we're going like classic tropes, Lewis was Henry's business partner. Henry screwed him over.
Or something,
Now Henry...
now he's haunting Henry.
Now either Lewis is haunting him or Lewis's family is trying to get back at the other family.
Yeah.
For, being like, we should have a piece of that. That should be
us. Yeah. So, we're still in between. Is it paranormal? Is it blackmail, true crime? Or is it going to be a little bit of both? Because I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that happens, too.
The letter did mysteriously give him a paper cut.
Yeah, which is odd. And there is the shadow. Yeah.
Supposedly. If we believe, or, our narrator's a little unreliable. Yeah. Because it seems to be Hugo who's the narrator.
Yeah.
But
something's up with Hugo.
If we take the face value, it cut him before he even touched the paper.
Right. So that's pretty much a summary of last time. So if you happen to miss it, there you go. That's what's up. But yeah. So let's just hop back into it. Take the case. We got you, Nina. Do you want more tissues? Or?
We'll do it. We'll take your case.
For a moment, everything goes still.
I feel like I'm inconsistent with my Hugo voice.
That's okay. My Noah voice is probably
I'm like, I want to do brooding.
Duck and brooding.
But I'm like, the little noises are higher than I'm expecting.
I really don't let those influence me too much, except for unless they're like much more, almost like a Sims, like they're not talking, but there's definitely like a sound to them, then I try to incorporate it.
Well, it's just, Nina's is very high and then Noah's is way down here. And so I'm like,
because he's hot.
Is that supposed to be representative of their inflections and stuff?
Their eyes and attention are solely directed at Hugo, whose eyes have a certain glint to them, now unwavering and more determined than ever. Before anyone else speaks, Nina stands up, wipes away any stray tears from her face, and walks up to him. You'll take it? Hugo simply nods. Thank you! Thank you! You don't know how much this means to me.
We're glad to help, miss.
Nina, please, just call me Nina.
Well, Nina, we'll do our best.
Nina smiles at Hugo and Noah in gratitude, her eyes renewed with a faint gleam, a hope that maybe things will change for her and her family for the better. However, before heading out, Nina reaches into her bag once more. She takes out a small piece of paper and pen and hastily starts jotting down something. Is that the address for the house? I best be on my way now. I'll let Grandfather know ahead of time that you'll be coming.
4970 Church Street.
Does it sound familiar?
Kinda. But it might just be a reference to something.
Also, this is my address. I'll be sure to greet you all when you arrive. And thank you again, truly. So Nina is living with her grandfather, right? Because the caretakers refuse to stay overnight.
I don't know.
So I would assume that address is my grandpa's. Well, Nina's. I'm still not sure which character I was going to say is me. But I would assume that for now. Until maybe they go and it's like an apartment. But I would assume she's living with her grandfather.
I don't know. The caretaker used to stay at night.
Yeah.
Would imply, unless she's recently moved back in.
Nina? I would assume so. I don't know how much of a time gap was supposed to be between the initial call that we saw and now.
Yeah, I guess. We'll see.
She politely bows to them and walks out of the office, already reaching into her purse for her car keys. Hugo watches from his desk as she goes to open the driver's seat. Oh my gosh, I feel like my bang keeps stabbing my eye. Nina looks back at the office window and takes one last look at Hugo. She waves slightly at him before finally pulling out of the parking lot and driving off. Once out of sight, Hugo turns to look at his cluttered desk.
That felt kind of awkward.
What, the wave?
Just be like, oh, no, he's watching.
Bye! Still messy, but presentable.
Just give me the shock of,
I don't know why he's looking at me.
I guess we have to sort these out later again.
What kind of case files do they have? How many cases do they have?
They're good detectives.
Car, 5:30 p.m. Whose car?
I think Hugo's the only one we've seen have a car.
Oh, that's true, because Colby was in it.
Colby was in it, and then also Noah seems to walk everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Well, I think we live in a city, so I feel like that makes sense.
Like a walkable town.
Right.
It's giving me more smaller town vibes, kind of.
For a private detective, though? I don't think we have any private detectives.
That's the one thing that's getting me, but the I don't know. Yeah.
From the ongoing downpour to the quiet hums of the car, they sit in silence. Still miles off of their destination, Hugo constantly checks the rearview mirror to see any passing cars.
Maybe like a suburb?
But it was only them on the road. Well, it is only them on the road, which is weird for... I guess if they have to go out of the town.
Though if they're close enough for, like, mansion area...
I don't know.
Those are usually away from cities.
I don't know. Noah, who usually chats his ear off by now, leans quietly against the car door as he looks out to the passing streetlights, reserved and distant.
Are we supposed to think this much about the cityscape?
I don't think so.
That it takes place in? Probably not.
He hasn't said a word to Hugo since they left the office. Why? What's up, Noah?
Hey, you're a lot quieter than usual. What's wrong?
What a surprise. Have you been looking at me? Oh, shoot. I forget it. I need the little thing telling me how to pronounce it. Ku? Yeah? Was that it?
It was Kuya, assuming that the C makes a K sound.
Kuya.
In their pronunciation guide.
I apologize if that's not how you would say it, but I don't know how to say it.
I mean, if you're going by, like, international standard of pronunciation guides, I think C makes a T sound.
Oh, no. Have you been looking at me? Su?
Yeah? Just go with Kuya.
Kuya.
No, you idiot. You usually talk a lot, that's all.
So you miss me talking?
Just say it.
I think Noah's worried about you. Oh, never mind. Do you believe her story?
What?
Given all the things she told us, do you think that she's telling the truth?
Yes, I believe her, or at least I believe she hasn't lied to us.
So he believes that she believes that she's telling the truth.
But you know, I can't shake this feeling that she's hiding something. Like, if she left out certain details on purpose. Also, why did she have to travel this far out of town for a private eye? Surely there must be another far closer to her home than ours. I just don't know how to explain it.
As expected of you, Hugo.
You making fun of me?
No, not at all. I'm just admiring your observations. I didn't want to offend Nina earlier, so I kept quiet until she finished, but her last name caught me off guard. Oh, are we a famous family? Have you heard about the... What did we say? Mortimers?
Yeah.
Mortimers. Have you heard about the Mortimers? They're a pretty distinguished family that owned an esteemed fishing company. Aha! So we are wealthy. I don't know any fishing company.
We're more from Hugo's perspective.
Okay. Nina is... I don't know any fishing company families. Do you? No. Well, they used to be, I believe. They have no name. They have yet to name an heir. Well, if Nina's the only grandkid, though I guess we don't know that.
What do you mean? Shouldn't it naturally go to Nina?
That's what I was saying. It should, but I don't know. From what I heard, each time they try to name a successor, that relative mysteriously disappears. Ooh. Gone without a trace. So anyone thought. Their bodies would soon turn up months after. And you know what's strange? All of them have been labeled as accidents by local news. Is that what happened to Nina's parents?
Maybe you were right.
I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure she said accident, and maybe my brain just naturally was like, car accident, you know?
Maybe.
No foul play, just another unfortunate loss for the family. They've been struck with so many tragedies that, over time, people began to believe they were cursed or something.
Cursed?
I think I can understand why she wouldn't go to the police again. They most likely thought she was seeing things and went along with the procedures just to keep face. But deep down, they must have thought she had gone mad. I can't imagine all of this for Nina. And most of all, who knows what we'll find there.
Is that why you decided to come with me?
Well, partially. I'm more worried about you, though.
Me? Why?
You kind of had a little bit of an episode.
Not on this timeline.
Didn't he still do a little bit of, like, staring off into the distance from the paper cut?
He stared at the paper cut.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean,
that is
feels
pretty
like
normal,
a natural
right?
reaction
Be
to
like,
me.
ow!
I mean, maybe it was longer than normal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, I mean, he did point it out.
Yeah. Think of it this way. I'm the appointed driver. When you decide to do some pretty reckless shit, I'll be there to drive you to the local hospital.
Ugh.
Besides, 2 is better than 1.
Exactly. I was fine with Colby coming with me.
Wow. He's such a good boy. Every time. I freaking love dogs. Well, have you heard that 3 is better than 2? If Colby approves of Noah, then you should too, Hugo.
Colby seems to approve of everyone.
Colby's such a good boy. Okay, the Mortimer estate. Ooh, it's not even a mansion, it's an estate. Isn't that better?
I mean, anything is an estate.
Really? Are you sure?
Anything that's able to be transferred via inheritance is an estate.
Dang it. Okay, because there's estate, there's manors, mansions, castles.
The caretaker called it a manor.
What's the difference between a manor and a mansion? Do you know?
I think just the style.
Really? Okay. See, I don't know all these fancy words.
I know
them, but, like, I don't know what they mean. Like, I would probably use them incorrectly and interchangeable, but I'm pretty sure there's a difference.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's just, like, when the place was built.
Okay. If there's someone who, for some reason, knows this, hit us up. What's up? Like, drop it in the comments down below.
I mean, it might be... Because mansion is a French word. It might be the style.
Oh.
You know, like, in the French style.
Right.
As opposed to, like, an English style.
Right. Interesting. All right. 6 p.m. Oh, this place is cool.
Got turrets.
I love old-timey architecture. Like, I absolutely love it. Why don't we have these cool things nowadays? Anyway. Oh my gosh, they even have, like, ivy growing. So romantic.
Well, it's also... Didn't they imply it's, like, lakefront property? So, of course, it's going to grow ivy.
Did they?
I thought they did.
I don't know. I feel like our brains are making assumptions, but maybe I missed it. Because I wasn't sure if you were thinking about the docks.
That might be why.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, maybe you're right. Passing through the countless dirt roads and steep cliffs, the estate can finally be seen beyond the evergreen. Are we on a cliff? Are we a cliffside manor? Or estate? Or whatever it was called? I think it was called an estate. Nestled away from prying eyes, it stands tall, magnificent, and classic. Truly a rarity only afforded to the privileged. And yet, with all its opulence, it looms from a distance. Don't most old buildings kind of loom? I mean, that's part of their charm. So they're, like, slightly intimidating. Hugo and Noah could only gaze at the sheer scale of the manor. Manor!
These are really good rain sounds.
Yeah, I like it. It's very vibey. He sets the ambiance.
Doesn't help. I'm a little sleepy.
Oh no. We play it in ASMR, just reading it like this. So it's a manor. It's a manor. So the Mortimer Manor. Its grand stature topples easily over the dozens of houses that they drove past. Whoa, look at the size of it. I could never imagine seeing a house like this in person. It's almost too surreal.
Come on, she's waiting for us.
It definitely could. I could see it being haunted. Immediately after exiting the driver's seat, a sudden sharp pain weighs heavily on Hugo's chest. Hugo seems... I don't know if psychic's the correct word, but he seems to have
sensitive.
Yes, which I would imagine would come in handy when you're being a detective or private investigator. But that seems to be what they're implying.
I'm gonna ask the ghost who killed them.
Yeah. I mean, straightforward. Because this happened with the letter, and now it's happening with the manor, it seems.
Or is it his subconscious brain putting things together?
Maybe. Did I ever tell you? Part of, in case you guys don't know, I'm a mental health counselor. And I've always been able to kind of pick up on vibes. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to my boss about it, and she's like, you know, that probably just means you're really good at reading people's body language, like, subconsciously. And I was like, that makes sense. So maybe he's just really good at picking up, you know, vibes. Grasping tightly at his coat, he begins to gasp for air. His vision hazes as he leans closer to the car, trying desperately to ground himself. No, this is different. Like a fish drawn out of the sea, he desperately heaves? Oh no, buddy. The air in his lungs escaping too quickly burns as he feels his throat start to strain, drawing tighter the more he breathes. But this pain pales in comparison to feeling far more excruciating. Is it the house? No. Something far more sinister. He feels it. Someone is watching him. A piercing gaze fixed on him, like leering at a bug and waiting to strike. I think you read that one.
We'll be together soon, Henry.
Ooh.
What the hell? Damn it already. I need to hurry or else...
Hey, are you alright? Noah calls out to him, snapping him out of his fixated trance. Colby's such a good boy. Colby nudges his head, Colby nudges his head against Hugo, whining with concern over his partner's well-being.
Did you hear that just now?
Hear what?
That voice. It was so close to my ear,
You're psychic! Now, what's interesting is he said it's not the house, right? So it's not a haunted house. But it could be a haunted person, then?
I mean...
Or a curse?
I think he said the thing that was upsetting him wasn't the house.
Right. It was, he felt like somebody was staring at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could still be that the house is haunted, but then the ghost was staring at him.
Can people be haunted?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than, like, an object?
Depends who you talk to.
Okay. Is a curse a haunting? Because I almost feel like this is more of a curse. Sounds like it, at least, with all the
curse,
deaths.
though, isn't, like...
a thing.
What do you call it?
My nose is just... a specter?
Yeah, like anthropomorphic.
Oh, isn't that what the Grudge is?
It's a person who turns into a...
That's true. That's true. I get what you're saying. You still would need the initial consciousness.
Whereas a curse can happen without a consciousness.
I gotcha. Nina, you need to run! Is everything all right?
Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me. I'm just a bit winded from the trip, that's all.
I'd be happy to make you tea at the very least.
If it's no trouble.
It is raining. I think that's suitable. No, not at all.
Yeah, you guys are going to get pneumonia.
That's, well. It's the least I can do.
You said it was cold and you're out there without a hood.
Yeah, but he has one of those fancy trench coats that I think people wear in, like, New York, which seems like it must then, keep you well insulated. Once again, this subtle uneasiness from Nina surfaces. But before Hugo could get a chance to look further into it, she walked off towards the front porch without saying another word. See, the fact that the way that this is, like, the order that this is happening now makes me worried that Nina might be in trouble. Because I wonder if he felt it because Nina was out there. Are you sure you're all right? You sounded like you were choking earlier.
I said I'm fine. Besides, we're already here. We can't back out now.
Listen to me. I think you should... Noah abruptly cuts his lecture short as he notices Nina stopped by the front door. Oh. Did you hear a beep or something?
I didn't.
She stands by the door silently contemplating something. Just like before, but this time she seems even more anxious. Is there a letter? Whatever unease she tried to mask earlier became more apparent the minute they walked closer to the door. What is it? I haven't been quite honest with you, Detective. Just like before, as if carefully choosing her next words, she decides that in this situation, words are not enough. You'll see for yourselves what I mean. Is it your grandfather? And with that, Nina enters the house, leaving the three to follow behind. Hugo is about to enter the foyer when he feels a tug on his arm. Don't forget what I told you. If something happens, let me know right away.
You'll be the first to know.
And with that, Noah releases his grip on Hugo. I wonder if Noah, knows that Hugo's sensitive, seeing as how he's been working with him for a while, it seems. Also, I feel like Colby should be pretty good at knowing. Dogs. They could tell things. They proceed to head in, not knowing what awaits them beyond the door. Greeted with a brightly lit hallway, Hugo notices immediately that the interior is just as grand. Adorned with floral accents, right?
Yeah.
And antique furnishings, the house itself extrudes the word elegance. That felt weird to say. Exudes. There we go. The word elegance. A classic and rustic charm with the walls and flooring made from the finest wood. Hugo couldn't help but gape when he walked in. However, he notices something even more distinct than the splendor. Behind the seemingly perfect veneer, an unsettling air breathes throughout the house, leaving no room for doubt that the inside is far more terrifying than the outside. Please come this way. Well, that is the end for today's episode. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. The plot is thickening, and I'm excited for it. Let me know, though. I kind of weird. Do you think I'm interrupting the flow too much with my theories? Let me know. But I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm worried about Nina. Because seeing as how the grandfather's still alive, but yet it sounds like a lot of his children, and I would assume grandchildren, are slowly dying.
Basically everyone who's named an heir dies.
Yeah. I'm concerned for Nina, because so far she hasn't mentioned any other family members. And seeing the fact that they have to hire a caretaker, I would assume that either there isn't any or no one is trying to get involved. You know what I mean? So, that probably means that Nina might be the next person to be claimed. Like, I don't know how it works, but given the title of an heir, I don't really know what you call it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm also curious to see how, I guess, conscious the grandpa is. Because he doesn't seem like he's not, like, there. Because he gives, every single time we've seen him, he's just been staring out the window. You know? So I'm kind of like, what's his deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder what Nina's so, like, oh, you'll know when you see it. Was she talking about the ambiance of the house? Or is something else going to happen? I don't know. Sounds like things might get more active at night, though. So,
yeah,
we're probably going to be staying the night. I hope so. But, yeah, that's the end for today's episode. I hope you guys are enjoying Stillwater because I freaking am. If you want to try playing Stillwater for yourself, there should be a link in the description below. I highly recommend checking it out because it is fun so far. It seems like we have a little while to go, seeing as how there were still 5 other things that we can unlock. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how deep this goes.
I'm sort of curious, because when she showed up, she implied there was some sort of time limit.
That we could be there?
No, that she only needed us to protect her grandfather for so long.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that, but maybe. But why? Is there a time limit to a curse or something?
I don't know. That's why I was mentioning it.
Or maybe they're going to sell the company or something. And they're hoping that they'll, like, transfer it to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, check it out. I highly recommend so far. Let me know in the comments down below. A, what's the difference between a manor and a mansion, if you know? B, what do you think about the series so far? And C, am I interrupting the story too much? I feel like I did it a lot that episode, and now I'm self-conscious. But, yeah, I like this. I like this one a lot. I like the ambiance of it all. But let us know also if you have your own interesting theories. If you do check out the game, though, all we ask is obviously no spoilers. If you want to come and try talking to us live, maybe theorize what you think's going on, we do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Not this specific game. I actually don't know what we're working on right now over there. But if you ever want to look and see before coming to a live stream, we upload all of our VODs over to our YouTube channel where you're on now. So you can always, pick what day you want to come.
When this comes out,
is it Amanda?
It will either be Amanda or just finished Amanda.
Yeah. But don't worry, if live streaming's not your thing, like I said, you can just stay on YouTube and drop it in the comments down below. If you like this game, we have one other game by this specific creator or studio. Is it studio? By this specific studio.
Studio Clump.
There you go. Called
Someone Stole My Lunch.
There we go. Very different vibe, but kind of a detective game.
I mean, I
guess. Check it out. Check it out. It's a lot more fun, I guess. Not that this is fun in a different way. That one's just kind of like...
That one looks like a comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
This
there you
is
go.
A thriller.
Yes. So, check it out, though, if you kind of like this, like, art style. They'll be there. But honestly, we have a number of kind of thriller, puzzle games, spooky games. So, if that's up your alley, we got you. Check out the games. We have a number of different games, and if you want a sneak peek of them, you can always go to our TikTok, our YouTube Shorts, or our Instagram Reels. Yeah. I think that's it.
Yep.
Sweet. So, like, comment, subscribe, share. Do whatever you feel like doing. We will appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!